At Mida, we have created an A/B testing tool that is very easy for growth marketers to use, where you can just publish new tests without writing a single line of code with a very easy to use visual editor. However, we still see a lot of very common challenges and struggle from our customers. So when they first started with the platform and until they trying to set up their first test, some of them even had experience with A/B tests, but still going through making the same mistakes. So if you are an A/B test practitioner, do let me know if you are also going through the same pain or same struggle with the other platforms, or if you are currently using Mida. And we did love to learn more about that and see how we can improve your experience. And let's go ahead and look into those common challenges. Usually when someone are starting with an A/B testing platform, so here are some of the steps that usually you will go through. These steps are always will always be the same, right? Whenever you're going into a new A/B testing platform. So firstly, you will need to familiarize with the platform itself, trying to understand what's going on, how does it works, what kind of features does it have, right? And then secondly, you have to install the A/B testing script on your website. So this is a mandatory step for if you are running a client-side testing. So you have to install the A/B testing script on your website. So after that, you would need to set up the events and goals, such as your events that you have already set up on GA4 or GTM that you wanted to sync them automatically. So hopefully the platform does providing you the option to sync all your GTM events or to sync your Shopify purchasing, add to cart button clicks, and all those kind of events. Hopefully there's a very easy way for you to sync those to your platform, right? And then after you have completed that, you will have to start to create your first test. Hopefully, the platform also provide you like with a visual editor that you can just make changes on your website without relying on a developer. You can just select and click on element, change the color, change the width, change the padding, change the positioning of the website. All right. So you can do all of that by yourself. And then, okay, so cool, everything is still easy. And then number four, you have to configure the targeting audience, such as you only want to show the test to mobile or returning users or some other criteria, right? So you only wanted to set it to that, or you only wanted to show the test to 50% of your website users. You need to set up all of that. So after you have configured your task, have all your goal events set up, and have your targeted audience defined, now finally you have to publish the test. Preview the test to try to preview the test to make sure everything looks like what you are intended. The changes are there, and then before you go on and publish the test. So after you have published the test, this is where the problem comes, right? So usually after you have published the test, you need to keep monitoring for the when new visitors that's coming to your website, and you have to keep monitoring to see if the test is distributed evenly, 50-50% of your A and B variant, right? And then, so if everything is running correctly, then you will let the test run for another week or another two. So you just let it run, right? And then you just go on to minding your other business, your other job responsibility before after a week or two, you come back to the task that it has been running for a while now. And then something is wrong. Either there is a huge sample ratio mismatch, meaning that your A B version, maybe the A version have more and the B version have less visitor, right? So that's not good. And or maybe the conversion doesn't comes in. The conversion only shows up at your one of your variant. Maybe your variant A got 100 conversion and variant B got 0. So obviously that is that doesn't look right, and there may be something that's not configured correctly. Now, great. You have spent a lot of time, and all time have been wasted. So your expectation would be that the timeline would be something like this, right? So firstly, you set up your test, and test, and you get reliable test results after, say, 4 weeks, right? But this is a fantasy. This never happens. So the reality is that you need to first you start the test, right? And first you need to spend 1 day for installation. Then you spend another week because your developer may be busy working on something. You spend another week to wait for your developers to set up the event and the goal. And then after a day, you go set up a new test. And then the test doesn't work. So you have to go back to your vendor and ask them, hey, something's wrong. Or you have to go back to your developer, say, hey, something's wrong. Please help me to look into my test, right? And then you have your revision test. And everything seems to work, and then you publish it, right? After you publish it, so this whole period has already been 2 weeks. So you only got your first A/B test published in 2 weeks. Okay, congrats. So now you have to wait for another 4 weeks, right? 4 weeks in total for your test to conclude. But then after you have run it for, say, 2 weeks, then you found that, hey, something went wrong. The conversion is not adding up, or there is a sample ratio mismatch. So what's wrong? You have to look back into your test, get everything done, and then you have to check back again. From here, did you install the tracking code correctly? Have you set up the test correctly, the events and goal? If you are not, then you have to go back to there to redo everything. Or do you misconfigure the targeting audience? Then you have to go back, and then all the way going back down. So this process, if it keeps going on, it can go on and on for weeks and weeks. So that is all the time that has wasted. Your superior will start to question your ability, or your clients, if you are an agency, your clients would ask that, hey, what happens to the entire week? What have you done for my website, right? So that is obviously not good. So in order to solve all of this problem, with Mida, we actually came up with a solution for that, which is after you have gone through the 1 to 5 steps, after you have gone through 1 to 5 steps, right, you can actually just request for Mida for a QA testing. So you don't have to rely on your freelancers. You don't have to go hire someone from Fiverr to help you to monitor your tasks. And then they also have to go through the entire step to familiarize with the platform. And the best part is you are directly working with the Mida team that have created the software. And if there's anything wrong, they can just go on to the database to look for a solution to fix the problem with your task, and they understand how the tools work, what are the limitation, and how to overcome those limitations. So yeah, and this is how it works, and I'll show you how it works. Here's a Mida, a demo testing. So after you have created all the steps that we have discussed earlier, the setting up the events and creating your first test, and what else, your targeting audience, right? And then finally the configuration of how many traffic allocation, what are the distribution method that you wanted to go for, and etc. Right, after you have configured all of that and you have published the test, so right now all you needed to do is just click on this button, request QA, and type in your requirement of telling the team what are the tasks, the purpose of the task, what are some of the changes that you are trying to make, and what are some of the specification that you have in mind, that such that you only wanted to show it to a certain targeted audience, a certain group of audience. um, you can just submit that, and the Midas team will attend to your need and will look through on your test creation and to see if everything is configured correctly, and to make sure your task will run smoothly without having to go back the process the from 0 to 7 again and again. So you can actually launch your test just within a couple of days. There you go. These are some of the common pattern that we have observed from our customers. So feel free to utilize on the request QA features, and um, we would like to hear what you think about it. And if you need any help, feel free to reach out to me, and I'm always here to help. And see you on the next one. See ya.